How stunning are these buttercream flowers? Would you believe that I can teach you how to make flowers like this? They would look amazing on your cakes. Welcome to Drmummycakes channel. This video is going to teach you how to pipe buttercream flowers like this. Firstly, I have prepared my cake with buttercream. If you want to find out how to do that, click the link at the top of your screen or in the description section. I'm using my easy American buttercream recipe. The link is showing up at the top of your screen, or you can find it in your description box. So here I'm setting up my piping bag. I'm using a Wilton 104 tip, and I'm also using two colours. So I've coloured it with pink. That's going to be the dominant colour, and you can see I'm putting the pink buttercream just on one side of the piping bag, just like there. And now I'm putting white buttercream on the other side. You can see that my buttercream is really white, and that's because I've used my tip on how to make white buttercream. So you can see that I've created two-toned buttercream in my piping bag. You'll also need a piping flower nail. Put a bit of buttercream on there to stick your parchment paper. So you can see that the white tip goes down, and first you just want to pipe a rough cone. This is going to be your base on which you will pipe the flower. So remember, base down, and you just want to just pipe your first petal, just lightly pressing on your bag. If you press too much, your petals will be too thick. So to make really thin petals, you need to pipe really lightly. So here my petals are a little bit thick, but that's deliberate to show you the difference. And you can see they start to get thinner. So what you're just doing is just piping and overlapping over each petal that you've created while turning your flower nail as you go along. So this is why it's important to have a flower nail. If you tried piping directly on your cake or on your cupcake, it would be very difficult. And you keep going until you get a full-bodied rose, just like that. And can you see that stunning effect of the different coloured buttercream? So again, I've piped my cone already, and I'm going to start piping the petals. So you can see every so often I'm readjusting the piping bag, making sure I always fully have control. So here I'm making really light, thinner petals. So just pressing gently, overlapping. And just creating nice petals, turning as you go. And that's the way to pipe a rose. You can have different variation depending on how hard you press your bag, how much you overlap them. If you want to make really flat or flatter roses, then you just pipe over each other lowly. If you want to make really tall, full roses, then you make your initial cone to be bigger and then you pipe over it. And you just keep making as much petals as you can fit on your parchment paper. Once you've finished, just put the parchment paper onto a baking tray. In this variety, I'm making a taller cone, so you'll find that my rose is going to be much fuller. And the same process, start off with smaller petals going round, and you want to keep doing until your entire cone is covered with petals, and that would give you a rose that is in more full blossomed. So just a reminder, in case you're wondering what tutorials that you should watch before or after this one so that you can do this at home. You want to watch my easy to make American buttercream tutorials to learn how to make your buttercream. Also check out the tips section on tips on how to make smooth buttercream, get rid of bubbles in your buttercream. Also look at my video on how to create two-toned buttercream. Also at the start, if you want to know how to prepare your cake and cover a cake with buttercream, check out the video on decorating with buttercream. All this I'll put in the description section so that you can easily access it. And also, if you haven't subscribed, I hope that you'd consider subscribing to my channel. It would mean a lot to me as a content creator. I release a new video every single Wednesday. So when you subscribe, also turn on the notification bell so that you will know when a new tutorial is posted. So let's see how the rose is coming on. Look at that, absolutely beautiful and stunning. You can see this is a much fuller rose. So you can make a different variation of the rose piping depending on how big your cone is in the flowers. But the fundamental principle remains the same. Make sure that the wide base is down and the thinner part of your piping needle is up. Now here I'm just going to show you how to pipe a flat flower. So as you can see, you just pipe, do like a semicircle, stop and pull. Pipe, semicircle, stop and pull. And then I'm making a second layer to make the flower a little bit full-bodied. So this is a different variation. This is how you can make flat flowers just piping directly onto a piece of parchment paper. You can make your petals much longer. There's also a flat flower, so long semicircle, pull to finish. And that's another variation of a flower that you can make. And you can see all these flowers we've made with a 104 Wilton piping tip. There are lots of other different piping tips that you can get to do flower piping, but if you're only going to get one type, this is what I recommend. So I've put the flowers in the freezer so that they can harden for about an hour. And here is my decorated cake. I'm just applying a layer of buttercream so that the flowers can stick to the cake nicely. And you can see once it's frozen, you can easily handle your flowers without damaging them. And you just sticking them gently onto your cake like I'm doing here. When decorating my cake with buttercream flowers, I like to have a selection of flowers. It looks nicer and you can see that it makes for a stunning cake. It's a very simple technique to do, but the effect is absolutely wow. I find this method much easier than piping directly onto the cake or to my cupcake, as I can have more full control when I'm placing the flowers on here. And I'm just finishing up and decorating with some sprinkles. You can never have too much sprinkles on a cake. And here is our finished product. Absolutely beautiful, gorgeous cake. And here we have the finished cake. Absolutely beautiful buttercream cake with piped buttercream flowers. They look absolutely stunning. I hope that you'll try this technique at home. You'll wow all your family and your friends. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you next week on the next tutorial.